Hey YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, and we're back again for another Pauper League. So I was quite happy where we finished up from last league with sideboard tech, with sideboard configuration. I did slightly touch base on the fact that the main lacking plan in our sideboard currently is ways to deal with enchantment destruction. So I'm going to try something a little bit different, a little bit new here. So we're going to actually be running Citizen Training in the main deck as a 4-of. So Citizen Training +1, +0 and Trample. When it enters the battlefield, it draws us a card. So obviously card advantage, things like potentially looking at the deck being 56 cards instead of 60. There's been a few inconsistencies I've run into in previous videos, previous leagues, where maybe it's a little bit too hard to get to 3 mana. Maybe our hand is clogged up with like 2, 3, maybe even 4 3-mana spells. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trimming down on Armadillo Cloak. This is only a 2-of now. Might seem crazy, what with the life gain being a very, very powerful effect. We're still going to get the trample stat on the Citizen Training. It's 1 less power. You don't get the toughness. Toughness can be bad into sweeper type effects like Pyroclasm. I think we're onto something though. So we've reduced the number of Armadillo Cloak down to 2. We've reduced the Silhana Ledgewalkers from 3 to 2. And we've reduced the Cartouche to 1. So what we're doing to squeeze in the 4 Citizen Training. I will let you know at the end of the video an honest verdict on whether or not it is good or not. I'm just running off a hunch currently. So with the sideboard, for those of you that have missed my previous video, we've gone super greedy with the blue Elemental Blasts as a 3, red as a 2, 1 Scattershot Archer, 3 Young Wolf, 3 Flaring Pain for these Gate Fog decks, and Return to Nature. So Return to Nature is my inclusion. The red elemental and blue elemental blast, the scattershot archer, the flaring pain, they're all very, very targeted sideboard cards. Return to Nature is a good catch-all to spread it out and make sure we have something against everything. Alright, here we are for match number 1, up against Horribee. We lost the die roll and are going to be on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. Opponent keeps their 7. We have 2 very, very good cantrips. We have 2 cards until we see a land. Get things happening. So it looks like we're up against a white heroic deck here. Typically, I believe heroic's a little bit faster than what we are. Hopefully we can be a bit more resilient. We do have the Sentinel's Eyes there for the vigilance, so fingers crossed. Alright, here's Cartouche. Opponent is suiting up. So this card is supposedly pretty strong. Oh, they've got the Sentinel's Eyes as well. Spicy. Sard is supposed to be pretty strong against red prowess burn decks, right? Wow, we brick. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Opponent with vigilance and also a warrior token. No out to attack. Triple Citizen Training. Alright. Alright, opponent in for 5 damage. Adds nothing extra. Maybe creatures off to the side. Volt Scourge. Alright, and Benevolent Bodyguard, sack to give pro. Alright, well, we've just bricked really hard. That's unfortunate. Sideboard-wise, we do have Return to Nature. I will look to bring them in. As far as board outs are concerned, well, we can expect our opponent is probably going to board in Enchantment Destruction, so Citizen Training is something I imagine we want to keep. Armadillo Cloak is a strength that we have against something that's mono-white, right? Getting that life gain trigger. Could potentially be things like Rancor. I might trim on 1 Rancor. I'll trim on a... Where is it hiding? Commune. There we are. And let's ditch a Cartouche of Solidarity as well. Alright. Hope we don't get landlocked here. Alright, this hand's already looking really strong. So obviously We can fix our colors, suit up the ethereal armor, start attacking. Alright, opponent with Scared Kitty. We find Commune. Alright, so float mana, enchant land. And we go ahead and find the plains. To be mana efficient, we could Commune here. Otherwise, we won't necessarily have something to do with the white mana next turn. Let's just get in for attacks though, instead of being fancy. Alright, opponent getting on in there. And what are we loading in on? Sure, flying and heroic. We'll lead on Commune. Find ethereal armor, huge find. Alright. Feeling pretty good about this one right now. Alright, here comes the ethereal from my opponent. I did say enchantment destruction. I think the main one in white is really revoke existence, which is an exile effect. Alright, opponent is not getting in with the cat though. Doesn't make much sense, so he missed one life gain there. Ancestral Mask, alright, just about the best possible draw right there. That's going to be lethal. So on the draw here, there's possibly an argument for Cartouche. The chump block could come in handy. Being on the draw, a little bit slower, right? As for board outs, looking a little bit sketchy. I'm going to take out one Cave of Temptation. I guess that'll do. Okay, hand looks decent, not amazing. Definitely against a quick hand, we're going to struggle here. We've got our mana. We've got some mana fixing auras as well. Leading up on Volt Scourge. I do actually like seeing that forest there. It turns on our Utopia Sprawl as an active play next turn. Alright, Sentinel's Eyes. Alright, well we can just go ahead and blow our opponent out here super hard with Return to Nature. 3 for 1-ing our opponent. Another mana. Alright, so we'll float. We'll Utopia Sprawl. Utopia for white. We'll then go ahead and destroy an artifact, which will be his Volt Scourge. Attack on in. I guess we can do that instant speed, maybe bait an extra aura. That's possibly a misplay, actually. Although then we don't get the attack through Vigilance. So I guess it's about even. Abundant Growth. Draw trigger. Find another Abundant Growth. Okay. How do we want to do this? Abundant Growth. Sentinel's Eyes. It's probably about even here. There's potential for Revoke Existence, but we'll just jam into it currently. I'm going to go for Ethereal Armor in any case. The Brain Core is not important there. Ethereal Armor, so opponent suiting up a second creature. Ram through. Alright, that's just got to be GG's. Alright, we'll go to damage, and then because our creature has trample, we can now ram through, and we'll get the victory. Nice clean match. The Return to Nature coming clutch. Alright, match number 2 versus Bandas. Lost the die roll, no creatures, so a mulligan. We'll go ahead and keep this one. Land could be a little bit awkward. We can probably bottom the Ancestral Mask here. Mana efficiency wise, it doesn't make sense. And on land light hand, it's probably a little bit risky. Alright, Fairies on the draw. This is potentially going to be tough. We're going to need to draw into our land to have any sort of a chance here. Alright, turn number 1 is a blank. If we don't hit land, we're going to be like way behind on tempo. Okay, this maybe not Fairies. Chromatic Star is something different. Utopia Sprawl. So opponent maybe bricked on land. We can Abundant Growth, draw a card, hope to hit a second land. Safest play is Utopia Sprawl here for white. And that way we can guarantee 2 auras the next turn. Oh my god, opponent cracks the star into this stupid fucking card that people run main deck. Like, just feels really bad, right? Alright, well, we'll go for Ethereal Armor. Opponent has a chance to sack some artifacts, deal with our creature. They go ahead and do it. It kills their creature too. We'll play our second Bogle. Fortunate, but we are also bricking on mana and losing tempo, which is something we don't want to do. So we are versing Esper artifacts. Gotcha. And opponent still land screwed. So this gives us a really good chance to try and get past our opponent's potential second Car Clan Shaman. So we'll just go ahead for like all the points of toughness here. Opponent currently has 3 artifacts on the board. They could go land Car Clan Shaman plus 1 artifact and sack them all. Looks like they're brick. So we'll just continue on the disgustingly powerful beats. They could have Spell Pierce, Mystical Dispute, Mana Leak, things like that. Sequencing the Rancor first is the best way to do it, right? I guess Mana Leak gets us, Mystical Dispute does. So with the Blood Fountain, which is our opponent's black card, the black artifact for 1 mana, it can return creatures from the graveyard. So Return to Nature is absolutely a must for this matchup. We can exile the filthy Car Clan Shaman and just deal with it once and for all. I don't see a need for any of the other cards. Potentially Young Wolf for Edict effects, but I don't really think it's going for an Edict effect. I think it's going for that dirty Shaman instead. So board outs in this spot. It's going to take a Brave Man to get rid of Cartouche. There's potentially Counter Magic. Sentinel's Eyes is good on reloading on a creature. Maybe we trim on Cetessan a little bit, and on Ram Through can just come out altogether. Alright, no creature hand, we'll mulligan. Opponent keeps a 7, we get this 6. We'll go ahead and keep. It's a little bit sketchy. It's slow adding toughness, and then even when we do add toughness, it's not very much toughness. It's probably not worth going any lower yet. Definitely on the Silhana Ledgewalker hands. If you have like a Utopia Sprawl, it makes it more viable. This is likely, if I was down a game, it would have been a harder decision. I'm just sort of letting the dice roll a little bit here. Alright, so if we destroy his Chromatic Star, he still draws a card. So let's not do that. They can float for red though. We could deny the floating for red. We'll Silhana Ledgewalker. If our opponent wants to go and play that card, we've got a Bogle to reload on. I guess we could bait with a Rancor. We currently don't have access to white. Alright, so opponent played his land, tanked for a while, and then Thoughtcast. I don't think they have the creature. I think they're looking for it. Otherwise, there's just no reason why it wouldn't be slammed. There's no reason why they'd tank. Alright, another forest. I guess that's fine. Attack for 3. We don't have to return to nature yet. Alright, opponent plays a Mirror Enforcer. Gearseeker Serpent. Affinity for artifacts, and pay 6 mana, can't be blocked. It's a 5/6 chunky serpent. Alright. So we can kill the Mirror Enforcer, we can't kill the serpent. Oh, well, I plan to return to nature in my opponent's end step. Apparently I don't have a set stop there, a stop set there. So that's pretty frustrating. Seeing no reason not to just unload on auras. I suppose an actual edict effect would get us in this spot. I'm willing to play into it. Opponent sacking the Chromatic Star. Metallic Rebuke. Alright, well that does get us. So don't forget, our opponent can't block our Silhana Ledgewalker. It can only be blocked by creatures with flying. And as much as a 7 mana 5/6 would seem like it has flying, it does not. Alright, opponent getting in there for 10. We go to 11. Second main. Alright, they sack the blood token. And Deadly Dispute sacking a land, the Great Furnace. Alright. They are really looking. Oh my goodness, that's a good pull. So how much are we scared of another Metallic Rebuke versus how much are we forced into playing into it right now? I think we just have to make our opponent have it. It sucks that we won't be able to hold up Return to Nature if they do. Okay. Well, we'll just start attacking. If that didn't resolve, I'd probably play the Bogle to jump block, but the fact that it did resolve, happy days. We'll just leave the Bogle in hand. Alright, opponent sacking the Mirror Enforcer to draw some cards, draw 2 cards, and that one also gains life equal to the mana value, so they do gain 7 life. Another Mirror Enforcer coming down. Eclaw Wellspring, sure. Opponent sacks the Eclaw Wellspring to Deadly Dispute. If they're like still bricking on this creature that is 4 of in their main deck, that is very unfortunate for them. We're definitely like, well, our opponent is definitely low rolling. We're not really high rolling particularly. 6 cards in their hand, so counter magic could be up. Nope, not any. I guess with treasure tokens it can be up. Okay. Is that all we're getting? That's lame. Deadly Dispute is an instant. We could deal with the Mirror Enforcer here. Potentially make it harder for our opponent to go and chain these draw spells. Could be overplaying it. I don't know. I don't see a card in a graveyard. Sorry. I don't see a card in a graveyard that I really want to deal with. So let's just go ahead and do this Sorcery Speed. Before they can untap. Oh, wow. Okay, they are going to Deadly Dispute this. Yeah, so Reckoner's Bargain, same thing. Alright, another Eclaw Wellspring. Yeah, like with this amount of artifacts on the board, we're just dead to the Karklan creature anyway. Karklan Shaman. Alright, there it is. And with Blood Fountain now, we're like double dead. I guess we could reload with Sentinel's Eyes Rancor, so blowing Return to Nature early was a misplay. Opponent is stacking these triggers during his turn. Pre-attacks or anything. Sure, they can go for that. I guess they might want to replay it after sacking a Blood Fountain or something, but they might not have the mana to do so. And the attacks. Alright, so sure. Float mana, Abundant Growth. Sure. So they do have the Spell Stutter Sprite. That's actually sort of interesting. So it's a little bit of a hybrid between the Fairies deck and an Artifact deck. Of course, our opponent can now sack the Blood Fountain, rinse and repeat with the Dirty Shaman. So if they play this right, we do just concede basically and move to match 3, right? Well, opponent just passed back to us without doing the Shaman thing, so I guess we go ahead and sack this and load up our guy and attack for 7. Although we're only on 7. Goodness. So if we attack, we're facing 9 on crackback. Alright. Oh, wait, we've got Vigilance. I do attack. I don't think it's going to make a difference, really, because we have to block and we lose our guy. Alright, so now end of turn, returning Enforcer, returning Creature. Sure. Alright, so having seen Spell Starter Sprite, something like Scattershot Archer is a bit more enticing. I suppose we could also Blue Elemental Blast for that silly red creature. Of course, we do know they can return it from their graveyard. That might be an overboard. We really didn't see any Edict effects, so Cartouche is arguably maybe not the best. Additionally, maybe we want to look at trimming something like Rancor or Cetizen Training, which doesn't add toughness. Maybe the toughness is slightly more relevant. I'll trim a Rancor. Cetizen Training I still want to keep as a 3 of. Alright, let's just submit that and go into it. Sure. This hand is fine. We would have to low roll pretty hard on the commune to blank on white mana and also on 2 communes. So we'll just go ahead and get into it like this. I think it's fine as a hand. Opponent, Fairy Seer, sure. Interestingly enough, if we do get the Scattershot Archer, that shuts off Fairy Seer, Spell Starter Sprite, things like that, right? Opponent did scry 2 cards bottom, so before playing a land, we'll play this. Alright, we find Rancor. Not hugely happy with Rancor. We'll commune a second time. Wow, we blank on white mana again. Alright, we got to get close. We got to be getting close to drawing it. So Cetizen Training can help us with that. Alright, second Fairies here for my opponent. 1 top, 1 bottom. And take Abundant Growth. So Abundant Growth is guaranteed mana fixing color-wise. Sure. So Abundant Growth here. Draw a card. No white mana. So now we can go ahead and Ethereal Armor, Rancor, attack for a stack, Bridge untapped, Chromatic Star. Alright, that's got to be good news. Another Chromatic Star. Alright, that's excellent news. Love to see it. Opponent off to the races. Down to 17. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Utopia Sprawl. Cetizen Training here. Find the Ancestral Mask. We can't play that this turn, but we have a chunky creature. Get in for 11, put him to 3. 8 toughness, like 8 artifacts is going to be very, very difficult, right? They can put up a large amount of toughness chump blocker-wise. And if our opponent was to go ahead and play the exact creature and wipe the board, etc., we do have another scout to reload onto. We have access to 4 mana here. Rancor and Sentinel's Eyes we get back, and plus the Ancestral Mask is pretty good. So the turn would be Scout, Sentinel's Eyes, and we're 1 off Mask, so it would be Scout plus Mask. Alright, so there we go. Our opponent gets 9 artifacts, and they're going to town here. They are very, very angry right now, I think. Ichor Wellspring should surely be the first sack, but I mean, sequencing probably doesn't matter hugely. Alright, so that happens. Down to 15. Okay, that's a good one, surely. So, bam. So probably for green. We've got enough white sources as it is currently. So this one here. This one here. 7 toughness. Can you do it a second time, opponent? Rancor's going to get slammed down around the Mystical Dispute as well. We'll play around it. Okay. So I feel like our opponent probably will feel a little bit hard done by this one. But obviously we did have the cards, we did sequence them correctly, and we deserve the win. Welcome back to match number 3. We lost the die roll again. Hand is looking pretty decent. We do have a turn 3 Ancestral Mask. Opponent mulligans to 6. We're going to go ahead and keep. Alright, so 5 Teeth or Steve is rocking the artifact deck that we just managed to overcome last league. So we'll go ahead and scout and jump on through. So did I say turn 3 mask? I meant sorry, turn 2 mask. I meant turn 3. Obviously we can't sprawl into it really. Alright, Eclaw Wellspring. Here he is. Start that draw gravy train. Alright, so we find Forest. Forest is sort of medium, honestly. So we can go for white here. We can't really add much toughness. Our draws of like drawing 2 creatures in a land. It's looking pretty bad. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have it super soon and we can get toughness out of range, but yeah. Alright, here comes Blood Fountain. ETB token. Plus Thoughtcast. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more time. Maybe they're just looking to make us commit a little bit more before they go in on the sacrifice. Wow. That is just horrid. Absolutely horrid. Alright, well, yeah, nice. We'll get in there for 3. Take that, opponent. Alright, here's the Deadly Dispute. Alright, Vault of Whispers into Mirror Enforcer. 6 cards in hand. Alright, Reckoner's Bargain. Add sorcery speed. This is post them playing a Vault of Whispers as well, by the way, so not like they can red mana into creature. Wait a minute. They red mana'd into creature. Never mind. Alright, and they're sacking it off now instead of during my turn. So, suppose that's semi-reasonable. I don't know. They keep their Enforcer, 2 mana and 6 lands there. Alright, we do find Commune, so we'll kick it off with Commune. Commune finds us Mask. We can't Mask plus creature here, but Ancestral Mask is better than Abundant Growth plus a random card. So, yep. We'll just have to hope to high roll another aura next turn. 1 mana aura preferably. Opponent in for 4. Alright, and here is Blood Fountain, ready for returning the Karklan Shaman. Opponent will need a bit more mana before that. They set up the Thoughtcast. Play an artifact land. So presumably next turn they're going to be able to do this. Righty. Throw down Utopia Sprawl. So currently Utopia Sprawl would give us a 5 toughness creature. We could potentially destroy the Enforcer to interrupt their build up. I mean, no we can't. We need a bigger creature before we do that. What am I talking about? Alright. Well, we'll mask. We'll attack for 5. That'll be our race. Opponent untaps. Attacks back. 12 play 12. 12 plays 12. Oh, Galvanic Blast face. Have they just got like triple Gal Blast? I guess they do. Well, that was unexpected. We hit Commune. Commune sees the top 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We see Cartouche. Play Cartouche. That's 7 power. Sorry, that's not 7 power. That's 8 power plus a side guy. And we're also in a point where we can fight creatures. So, yeah, maybe like 1 turn off of actually stabilizing and getting there. Alright, well, we just versed this deck, so Return to Nature in. This one, I haven't seen any flying creatures, though, so maybe Scattershot Archer is a bit preemptive. Alright, I'll go ahead and minus on Cartouche. Minus 1 Cetessan. And minus 1 Silhana. Little bit apprehensive on the Silhana minus there. So we can keep this. We don't have access to white mana though. We have access to a turn 3 mask, but nothing in between. Honestly, I think we can do better, as great as those auras are on a creature. Alright, this looks better to me. Keep bottom forest. At least we have something to do turn 2. Alright, and opponent keeps a 7. Untap draw. Okay, so what we can do here is we can actually Utopia Sprawl for green because we have the abundant growth. Usually Utopia for white, but I'm going to go for green this time. What? I guess I need to click the mana and the card and everything. I don't know. It felt like it just lost a few of my clicks then. That was very bizarre. Alright, opponent turn 2 Eclaw Wellspring, draws a card. And that's about it for them. So, what do we get to do here? Well, we can straight up Armadillo Cloak and add toughness. We can roll the Abundant Growth Sentinel's Eyes. I think rolling Abundant Growth here is probably fine. Oh. Guess we should have done this the other way. Alright. So, Ancestral Mask, if we can resolve that, that's surely the victory, right? Alright, opponent blue mana taps it for Chromatic Star. Red mana tap for Spell Bomb. We're going to get another turn here. That would be very nice. Wow, Spell Bomb, we don't have that much graveyard synergy. It's reasonable against this hand though. Ram Through. I still think we just go ahead with the Ancestral Mask here. Big beats. That's 12 toughness. It's probably going to be hard for our opponent to get 12 artifacts to sack to Kankla Shaman. Opponent takes the damage. Yep, cool. Game 3. Anything we want to change? Well, we still haven't seen any flying creatures, so Scattershot Archer is maybe a little bit presumptuous. Let's minus a Rancor for a Cetizen Training. I really want to stress test this card right now. Seems like it's not happening. Maybe a Rancor for a Cartouche as well. Cartouche for the toughness. Yeah, I want to stress test this card. That's what this league's about. Alright, really reasonable looking hand here. Definitely a keep. Opponent keeps 7 as well. Finds Commune. Do we turn to Bogle to play around the Shaman? If we play around the Shaman in that manner, they can just instant speed active and it's the same thing, so I don't think it's worth it. Alright, Wellspring, sure. I love time to try and get there. So, Abundant Growth, probably on our planes here. We are more clogged up on green cards than what we are on white. Utopia Sprawl would have been a good initial draw. We could have got that extra point of toughness and power. I suppose we couldn't because we had forest plains. If we had double forest, we could have. Alright, opponent took a few moments to think into Nihil Spellbomb. So they do have the Shaman. Okay. They're going to leave it for an instant speed active, or are they going to go straight away? They're going straight away. Sure. So they get rid of the Spell Bomb without paying mana, so there's no card drawn off of that Spell Bomb. We basically have to high roll creature here. Fingers crossed. Third Commune. It's pretty tragic. So green mana. Utopia Sprawl over here. I guess we Utopia Sprawl for green and just fire off double Commune. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna bottom creatures off of this, but I mean, I feel like we do just have to try and churn through a little bit. Return to nature. Alright, that's something. That's interaction. Yes, we could have communed instead of abundant growth there. It's probably fairly even. Alright, we find Sentinel's Eyes. Not the card we want to see. I suppose we fire off Commune again, although I'm going to hate bottoming more creatures. Yeah, two creatures bottomed. Topia Sprawl. Sure, we'll keep adding to that toughness counter. This one can go for white. So basically my plan here is when we do find a creature eventually, we're just going to unload all our enchantments onto our creature. The toughness is going to be enormous. We're not going to have to worry about another Cart Clan Shaman. Alright, opponent attacks into Thoughtcast. Here we can go after disrupting their mana, which is probably not really that worth it. Probably what we want to do is exile Graveyard, actually. We can hold that up for if it's on the stack though, right? 3 for 5 mana, so Bogle. We can't quite hold that up. Alright, let's just go ahead and Bogle here. Mask. I suppose they could get us with an Edict effect here. Devour Flesh, yeah, sure. That's pretty rare. I don't normally see that from these sorts of decks, particularly when they're rocking the Cart Clan Shine, so I don't feel like I'm playing around that. Losing Mask is a big hit though, so any future creatures we try to load up on may be more questionable. Opponent sacks land, treasure token, Deadly Dispute. Plays another land, sure. 5 cards in hand. They're playing very reactive, very control magic. Alright, drops a star. And that looks like it's it. We had a chance. We brick. Let's hold up Return to Nature. I guess end of turn we fire it off going after Shaman. Deadly Dispute. Effectively 2 mana, draw 3 cards. That's pretty good. Plays a star. So our opponent tapped out for mana. Alright, let's exile from the graveyard. Goodbye, Shaman. Fingers crossed on the high roll. Alright, we find the creature. Yeah, let's go. Don't mind that one. Don't mind that one at all. Waste no time buffing up this creature. And I will actually fight with the Frogmite, I believe. I don't see a reason to hold on to Ram Through. Potentially trample and kill in the same turn. Alright, so we'll hold on to Ram Through then. That seems good enough. Alright, opponent sacks treasure for mana on Mystical Dispute. So that's fine. We'll pay the 3. Resolve that Ethereal Armor all day. 6 power, 6 toughness. If we fade one more turn, we got to be in a good spot. Opponent sacking the Chromatic Star, playing another one. Sacking that star to the bargain, drawing 3 cards. Alright, here comes Mirror Enforcer. And no attacks from my opponent. They have like enchantment interaction here. Load up, attack. We play Forest to play around Mystical Dispute as well. That's for when we cast Ram Through. So opponent casts Mystical Dispute here, but It seems kind of odd because we can just like replay it from the graveyard, so no. Yeah, very, very strange stuff here. Attacking for 8. No trample yet, so ram throw still not at its peak power. We can hold it up though. Alright, opponent attacking. Sure, we'll block. Opponent sacks the creature to draw some cards. Sure. I almost feel like he wants to let the damage go through and maybe sack the treasure token or something. Because then it's less of an impact on his board if he Karklan Shamans. So, alright, opponent goes ahead and plays the Blood Fountain. No Shaman in graveyard to fetch. Mirror Enforcer. Makeshift munitions. Sure. Shaman. Alright, there's the bloody Shaman. Sure. So how do we want to sequence this? We can end step go after his Shaman. I don't see a huge advantage to this. If there was no Shaman, go after a creature there. Okay, so go ahead and attack. It should be noted that our opponent can potentially lock us with Fountain plus Shaman. Sure. Please make that block. I'm assuming he thinks he can do this. Opponent also only has 1 card in hand, so if they blunder like this, there's a very real chance that we can just wreck shop next turn. Alright, looks like they are sacking to the makeshift munitions. Okay. So opponent can essentially sack 6 artifacts and shoot us in the face for 6, which isn't great. If Return to Nature had 2 modes, that would be very tempting. The immediate threat is the makeshift munitions though. We do have to remove that. Otherwise we're just dead. As much as my opponent can Blood Fountain and all of that sort of good stuff, we have to answer this. I think we then also ram through to deal with the Mirror Enforcer. This does give our opponent the opportunity to get the Shaman back from the grave with the Blood Fountain, potentially blow things up. I can't play around that though. Armadillo Cloak would look pretty good right about now. Get us out of this range, hey? To be fair, we haven't seen Cetessan training this game. Alright, so opponent took a minute to think this turn. They did suck the Blood Fountain, getting back an Enforcer and the Shaman. They can play Shaman and sack most of their board to sort of make us lose our creature. Maybe we draw out of it and reset on another creature at that point, but it's pretty unlikely. Has been a good game though, at a consolation. Alright, opponent is activating for 8, keeping their mana. So that's going to wipe out our board. 1 card in our opponent's hand. Like we could hit a creature or we could just low roll more mana. We've had a lot of mana sources this game. Land. Alright, well this is a big steaming pile of poop. Alright, opponent has Thoughtcast, so they're very much reloading at this point. Cetessan training. Sure. Opponent on another Shaman. 3rd Shaman of the match. Comes Frogmite. Comes an attack. Another Cetessan training, so we can actually buff our opponent's guys to draw a card here, I'm pretty sure. Not quite there yet. We are dead to a Galvanic Blast, which they could be holding in hand. Okie dokie. What do we roll? Is that it? Is that it, Dech? Alright, let's test this interaction. Oh, it's enchant a creature you control, so I can't even throw it on my opponent's creature. Never mind. I guess they could blank for one turn. Maybe we somehow high rolled these trainings, plus interaction or something. I don't know. Maybe they misclick. Then we're dead to the attack, but maybe we can chain into a cartouche and block wide. Alright, that's us dead. Match number 4. We lost another die roll. It's either 3 or 4 this leg versus 4 Dread. Alright, we see this 7. Opponent has kept their 7. We'll keep this. We want to see at least a second mana. We're on the draw. We're more likely to see it. And Cetessan Training can help us draw into mana fixing to hit white. Currently, though, the main weakness of this hand is our creature doesn't have any toughness. So it's going to make attacking hard. Looks like we are versing the Cate-Gate deck. Utopia Sprawl's a good one. So we'll Utopia for white. Really, really good find. No complaints from me. Plus the Rancor, attack for 4, and we're off to the races. So we have Trample. We have also Ram Through to try and fight into our opponent's fog effects. So I think this is pretty strong for a game 1. This is a very strong position to be in. Alright, opponent Synthesizer into Cat, into Gate. Sure, so red, white is the colors we've seen so far. I will trade. Yeah, I think this is worth it for tempo. This deck doesn't normally run main deck sacrifice effects. We could get blown out. I'm sorry if we do. Cetessan Training. Attack for 7. Alright, so opponent get Ballistic Gate into Pump the Kitty into attack. If that's all they're doing with their turn, we can get the win. We're 1 enchantment off of getting the win, essentially. Guess 2 power. Alright, well that's about perfect. So, throw down. There's no reason to not commune now. I guess I should have communed first before the Rancor. If we hit Ethereal Armor, we're even more short. Armadillo Cloak, Abundant Growth, they're about even. Oh wait, now I can't ram through. Okay, I blundered. Still in a really strong spot though. I should have paid more attention to the fact the Utopia Sprawl was on white, so the play is to just not play commune at all and win with ram through. Alright, more kitties. Buffing kitty, attacking for 7, gaining 7. So 1 mana short of ram through plus cloak, so we'll just go ahead and attack. And win this one with ram through. Yes, technically it's correct to go after the token here. Although it doesn't matter. Sideboard wise, the Flaring Pain is like literally here for this matchup, so we'll go ahead and bring that in. Ram through was kind of good there, but it could be a consideration to board out. I believe my opponent has flying creatures like Squadron Hawk, so Silhana Ledgewalker loses a fair bit of value. I'm not sure if I want to go down on like creatures though, so it might just stay where it is. I'm going to minus on 2 Cetessan Training and a Cartouche. Opponent miles to 6, we'll do the same. Alright, we'll go to 5. Flaring Pain though. Keep. Bottom. Probably bottom the mask here. It's more powerful, but I feel like in a behind position, maybe the lifelink and the grind might be relevant. Alright, opponent kitty pass. Did our opponent miss a land drop? No, they slow rolled the garrison, bounce land, sure. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll go ahead, forest, float mana, chart the other forest, look for maybe a white aura. Flaring Pain, not white aura, not bad. Opponent plays Golden Egg. ETB, draw a card, sack to add 1 mana of any color or gain 3 life. It's odd. Cetizen Training, I do like to see that. I don't think we need to play it just yet though. I think there's just as much merit in Armadillo Cloak. Uses our mana effectively for the turn. In for 3 and gaining 3 life. Opponent on the Synthesizer. Finds Revoke Existence. That's a pretty good find. It's a little bit frustrating, but we do have Cetizen Training to start reloading. Is Cat still on blocking duty? Cat is still on blocking duty. Sure. Land, white, green. Throw down, get that card draw. Card draw is not as good as I was hoping. Alright, well this isn't Rancor. Attacking in just seems bad. Another Synthesizer from the opponent. Glinthawk. Alright, opponent plays Glinthawk, sacking Synthesizer. And deals 2 damage to each non-dragon creature. I mean, it's kind of good, but it's kind of not. Abundant Growth, sure, green, chuck that one there. That can go on white. This one, load on a guy. So next turn we can actually Cave of Temptation, buffing up our dude, attacking. Pyroclasm? Okay, if that's how you want to do this, opponent. This Cate-Gate deck is just all in. Wow, oh wait, Pyroblast, not Pyroclasm. Pardon me, I missaw that, misread that. Sure. So throw down. I love that Cave of Temptation active. That is so good. So opponent Synthesizer into finds another gate, plays the gate, 3 cards in hand. Attacks for 1, gains 1. Sure. Guess we can now look at potentially playing a Bogle to start blocking this cat. This is a slow and grindy match. Sure, Pyroblast, sure. Wild, wild world we live in. I guess on the play, it's maybe less bad. Let's see what they do here. That one resolves. Cool. Opponent sacks the egg, gaining life. Sure. 4th Synthesizer for the game. Finding Skyfisher. That gets to bounce the Synthesizer. That's extremely good value. Finds Ballistic Gate. Oh, God. We can fog the gate and fog the life gain effectively by fighting creatures. Sure. I think this is a reasonable point to use that. Maybe not the best point, but stop things from getting out of control. Alright, extremely good draw on the Cetizen Training. Trigger. Poop. You're supposed to draw me into more auras, Training. Like, what the hell, man? Alright, opponent sacks a Synthesizer. Finds another gate. Holy smokes, that's a lot of damage. That's like 14 damage, I think. And we can't block this, so we sort of need to win this turn or deal with our opponent's creature. Yikes. Well, that is not the card we're looking for, unfortunately. No way to block flying. This one's going to go to a game 3. I feel like Pyroblast, when our opponent's on the draw, it loses a lot of value. Alright, opponent activates one of their 3 ballistic gates, and 9 damage is well and truly lethal. They're not willing to show us any extra cards. Vigilance not quite enough. Alright, so what do you want to do here? Artifact, enchantment, land, ballistic gate. I don't think it's an artifact land. It certainly is not an artifact land. We did see sweeper effects from our opponent. Effectively Pyroclasm, 2 damage to all creatures. Maybe we want to rethink what we bought out. Scattershot Archer doesn't really do much to anything with flying. How do we want to do this? So on the play, Silhana Ledgewalker is arguably a little bit better than on the draw. Three Cetessan. Maybe Cartouche is just greedy. This is really difficult. No, I'll keep Cartouche in. Alright, let's -1 Ledgewalker, 1 Commune. This is pretty bare bones, I think. Alright, we keep this. So if we turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, we guarantee turn 2 creature plus aura. Otherwise, we're rolling to a land. We do that anyway. If our opponent puts up blocker, we like essentially have summoning sickness. So it's basically the same thing to me. Sure. I guess we could commune to look for land, but this is more guaranteed. Our opponent can go ahead and Pyroclasm Sweeper. We have a Bogle on board. That's fine. They go for white mana. Revoke existence. Oh, wow. Okay. It's kind of annoying, opponent. It's kind of a rude thing to do. So we have choice between Forest and Utopia Sprawl. I think it's Forest, but it could be Utopia Sprawl. There's like pretty big arguments for both, I suppose. I don't think I want to extend the extra creature onto the board. Fine, ram through. Oh my god, these ram throughs are awful. Maybe I should have boarded them out instead of other auras. Goodness. What an awful place to be right now. If we Utopia Sprawl, we're guaranteed Ethereal Armor and then attack for 3. No, we miss on the land. Alright, I'll extend. I'll bait the sweeper. Sure. Keeping Pyroblast in game 3. On the draw. Seems kind of loose, but sure thing, opponent. We should definitely be sequencing our Bogles first and our Scouts after. Seems this is a theme our opponent is sticking to. Jesus Christ, Dech. Jesus Christ. I don't think we could have had like a worse sequence of draws if we tried. Alright, Golden Egg replayed. Scared Kitty. 4 cards in hand. Thrabian Inspector. Attacks for 2. Fucking hell. This is just insane. Opponent Synthesizer into land. Gate on the kitty. Guess in response I'm supposed to ram through. We'll take this turn. Yeah, I should definitely ram through to pitch the Bogle there. Another Thrabian Inspector. Alright, we hit Forest. We can resolve Ancestral Mask. It does not do much. I think we kitty and then like ram through on the gate active. I don't like it, but Mask and do nothing really isn't much better. At least at this point we stem some life gain for a little bit. Alright, we get the trade-off. Opponent brings back the cat. Attacks for 2. Leaves these guys back. Sure. Abundant Growth. I'll take it. Good one. It's like a semi-good one, I guess. Opponent currently has 3 gates, so we could actually block the cat. We can block with these little guys, though. I think we want to start attacking. Opponent gate active on the flyer. That makes perfect sense. I should have played this scout. That was potentially loose. We'll leave back 1 creature. I've got a ram through to kill my opponent's flyer this next turn. Lightning bolt? Wow, you're kidding me. We play the scout, we can avoid that. Lame. Oh, goodness. Alright, match number 5, and yet another die roll loss. So we're going to be on the draw this match. Opponent is keeping their 7. We are not keeping ours. So that's either 3 or 4 die roll losses. Sorry, 4 or 5 die roll losses this leg. Well, bottom of planes certainly doesn't look great, but on the draw maybe we high roll some good stuff. Looks like we're reversing red deck wins. Alright, and now our deck is right and ready to help us out here. Draws like that. Who needs friends? Who needs enemies? Who knows? Alright, what are we doing? Presumably we don't block and then they kill Fiend and then we can leave Ethereal Armor back on defense. Second Swift Spear. Okay. Can almost guarantee these guys are going to be bigger next turn, so I can't see a reason to block. Another creature deals... Yeah, okay. Enters the battlefield, it deals... Oh, 1 damage to each opponent, not the creatures. Alright, sure. Abundant Growth. Gives us a 3 toughness creature, but then it makes blocking the Swift Spears awkward. I think we hold off on Abundant Growth and we leave back double blocker. Bogle blocking the Voldaren creature and Scout blocking the Swift Spear. Hopefully we high roll into some life gain or some power or some vigilance, just something. Vigilance would probably be the best one currently. Opponent discarding Searing Blaze, Lightning Bolt face, sure. Rift Bolt on suspend. Four damage is not that much. We go to 9, then we're on a virtual 6, 1 card in hand. Sure, I'll block. Rancor is nice. So how do we want to do this? We can Forest, Float Mana, Abundant Growth on the plains, so it's guaranteed to hit any potential color we might need. So down there. And we have to leave up blockers until we can get some sort of life gain going. We're way too low to be playing with an attack, especially with these prowess triggers. Alright, opponent plays Thermo Alchemist. Defend a creature with an active. Tap to deal 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, untap. So we'll go ahead, block the Scout here, take 3 wide, go to 5. Cave of Temptation. Not a huge amount of help. 9 damage. Opponent currently has 3 damage here. I think if they had a burn spell, they would have attacked us already. Let's look to try to raise at this point, I think. If we draw an aura that adds 1 power, we can win with Ethereal Armor, giving the extra damage. This will put us to 1. They can Blood Token loot to maybe an instant or sorcery and get the win that way. Wow, okay. We go to 2, effectively 1. Can we do it? Cave of Temptation. Yeah, well, that's probably good enough, right? I guess I can block here. Oh, lame. That's so lame. We can't even do it like instant speed or anything. If we go back on like defense, we're dead anyway. So they can tap to active in response, put us to 1. Yeah, lame. That's really close. On the draw, I think we did just about the perfect sequencing that we could have done given the circumstance. All right, opponent attacks, damage, wins. Next card, Armadillo Coke. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is rubbing some salt in the wound right there. All right, so Blue Elemental Blast to help deal with these creatures, definitely a good idea. None of our other sideboard cards really entice me. Maybe they've got some enchantments which are worth hitting with the Return to Nature. In the blind, I'm not going to play into it though. I think probably Ram Through is a bit slow and clunky. I might just 1 Ram Through out, 1 Cetizen Training, maybe. Well, -2 Cetizen Training. Alright, no creature hand, mulligan. This one is green/blue mana. It's sort of awkward and slow. Turn 2 creature's not great. I really like every other card that's in our hand though. I think we mulligan, but it really pains me to mulligan. Probably on the draw, I'd be keeping this. Alright, this sort of pains me to keep. Bottom Rancor Commune. Yeah. So we can look to fix our mana a little bit with Commune. Turn 1. There's Utopia Sprawl. We sort of have to go for it to get our white mana going. Kind of unfortunate throwing away Ethereal Armor and Ancestral Mask there. Riftbolt on Suspense. So maybe a Killing creature hand. We find the Bogle. Very nice. Very nice work, deck. We sort of have to go for white here. We might need to have it up for blue as well. It sort of sucks. Mulling to 5, not ideal. So Riftbolt into Mountain Skewer, suspend another Riftbolt. I guess we're just attacking. We can't Blue Elemental Blast, so maybe I should play Bogle there. Alright, playing Bogle. Not playing Bogle is a mistake. I might be a little bit tilted. I should have thought that through. Needle Drop. Riftbolt, Needle Drop. We're on 10. 4 cards in our opponent's hand. Honestly, them missing a land drop would probably be the best thing that could happen to us. Okay, sure. So, not going to make the same mistake as last turn. Still don't have access to blue mana. We're virtually on 7 with a group full of burn spells. Opponent creature damage. We're on 6. Creature is likely the draw for turn. Oh god, we're on 3 now. Goodness. Little help. That is a little help. Attacks. Our opponent could be 1 point of damage lower as well. Blue Elemental Blast likely needs to counter anything they throw at us. Alright, so we'll filter for white. Filter for blue mana. Counter. Chain Lightning. Alright, GG opponent. Yes, I'd like to pay damage. Pay mana. Alright, so not the most fruitful league by any measure. I think, again, we were still very, very competitive for a lot of the matches here. So I think there is positives to take from it. So my assessment of Cetacean training, honestly, not that impressed by it. I think I want to still continue to playtest it. What they say when you pick up a card, playtest it, do things like that, you start at 4 and work your way down. So I think I'm going to work my way down to 3 copies of Cetacean training. Interestingly enough, we did verse sort of some Edict decks, but I don't think Cartouche was the answer because those were more like the Karkline Shyman decks, right? So I think maybe 3 Armadillo Cloaks is where we want to be there. 3 Armadillo Cloaks, 3 Cetacean training, 3 Rancor, and then like 2 Sentinel's Eyes, 3 Cartouche for essentially another 3. With the sideboard, I'm still happy with what we've got going there. I don't really think I want to change anything else. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's league, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of Cetacean training. I overthinking this a little bit. Is it worth exploring more? I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe for more Bogle content. And yeah, until next time, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.